I don't think we will have Google Homes and Apple Homes and Amazon Homes with where our phone needs to talk to the refrigerator. Yes, it is a problem today. I tried it. I once had an iPhone and then I moved to an Android and it was a mess, and then I moved back to an Apple and it was a mess again. But I think as we go forward, the big enemy for the US is going to be China. It's not going to be Apple or Google or Amazon. It's going to be like all of them versus the Tencent and the Alibaba. So I'm not worried. I'm very confident that just simple APIs will allow us to connect an Apple iPhone to an Android refrigerator. It's going to be fine. I think people will be compensated for the data. And I do think that companies will want to pay for it because it's going to be such valuable information. And right now the problem is getting it. And if they don't have to get it, if they just can just download it. Oh my God, like of course you would pay for it, because before you had to build these like crazy different systems to try to get at the data, and you would get imperfect data, and we had focus groups and we had qualitative research and ethnographies and try to figure out, what people were thinking and doing, and it was these small sample sizes. And I think we're going to look back at that era of research and say, oh my God, like how were we doing decisions based on like these sample sets? But oh well, we do what we can with what we have, and that's exactly what we did. But now in the AI era and the era of big data, it's not going to be necessary. So yes, I think that all of our data is going to become available. Our transactions, our DMV, our trade scrubbed, and in a way that you can't tie it back. But yeah, because it just makes sense that people analyze that on an aggregate level, so they can make decisions as to where do we need more streets and more lanes, and where do we need to build a highway, and where do we need more schools, and how are people moving through the city, and where do people park, where do people go, and what hours. And so all of that, there's optimization that can be done by doing it smart with data. So that definitely is going to be a huge macro area of data productivity. The other part I don't agree with, I know that a lot of people are worried about privacy. I'm not worried. I'm just not worried. I think it will work itself out. There will be laws, not just to protect, but to open up the databases so people can benefit. So all of the companies can mine the data to offer you better products. But that's the whole point. So yeah, no, I think there will be law, but not to hide your data from the government and from companies that want to profit from you. No, profit from me by offering me things that I actually need. And in order to do that, you need to know me. And in order to do that, I need to give you access to my data, for which I expect to be compensated. Simple as that. People get money and things. Companies get data. They get smart. They develop products. They optimize. They sell more. Governments get better design, get more efficient. Everybody gets what they want. Oh my God. And nobody's waiting in line at the DMV. It's amazing. So yeah, I disagree a little bit with the futurists in that regard. I'm an optimist, so don't take my word for it. You can go and look at all the futurists that we're going to discuss in AI Vision and look them all up and see what they think and read the books about the future and make up your own mind. At the end of the day, you will have to do that exercise because you need to figure out where do you think we're going to be in 10, 15. You have to decide. That's the other thing. To think that that we're going to be able to prevent companies from getting access to our data is ludicrous. And the reason why, it's because even with all the edge computing and pushing everything to the edge, when I think that that's going to be amazing and great, just the cloud is the new computer, right? It's the new hard drive, it's the new RAM, and just using a connected toy is going to require it to be connecting to the cloud back and forth. And every time you connect, it's giving you information as to what transaction you're doing. So if you're with the teddy bear in Tokyo, then the teddy bear might be giving you history lessons about Tokyo and telling the kid Japanese history. And I mean, that would be like a typical connected toy of the future. And now companies are going to have a hard time, and because laws are going to be generated that protect, what law could prevent Gmail from having access to my email data? They have it, because by virtue of using it and connecting to Gmail in 165 countries or whatever the number is, they have to know, because that's the transactional data that comes with the offering and the service. And all of the products are going to be designed that way, because if not, why would they do it? They're doing it for the data. So there's nowhere to hide. If you want to use a teddy bear in the future, it's going to be a connected teddy bear. And so you better get over this whole, but the privacy of my kid's information. No. You want the kid to have a talking teddy bear that can speak in 24 languages? It's going to have to be connected to the cloud. Yeah. And if you want the teddy bear to be able to practice and do the homework with the kid, like, yes, it's going to have to be connected to the cloud and sync through the blockchain with the school's like assignments. And yes, it's going to have to be a value chain of connected offerings with a bunch of APIs so that, you know, the data is shared and the teddy bear knows what's your kid's homework. You better still help your kid in the future do your homework. But yes, there will be a teddy bear that can do that. Like, just like there's an app for that, in the future, there's going to be something for everything.